with me while I do a full face of heavy coverage freckle tattoos.
This is what we are looking like fresh off the needle. So beautiful, rosy cheeked as always. Rewinding for a second, this is the canvas that I had to work on. My client has such beautiful skin, but as you can see, her features were made for freckles. She has a couple of natural freckles here and there, and I used those as a jumping off point to map out these glorious heavy coverage freckles.
What is up, y'all? Welcome back. And have any of y'all heard of this trend? I myself have not until the Funny Bird app informed me of it. I guess this originates back to 2023, so yes, I get it's a little bit old, but I guess it's on some sort of 2024 reunion tour, just in time for the new year, or something, I don't know. But bottom line is, stupid-ass TikTok trends need to end in 2024. It was my New Year's resolution to see to it that this ignorant cult following of stupid shit on TikTok comes to an end, and I'll be damned if I don't see this through. We've seen all sorts of these trends over the years, you know, the things like the Momo Challenge, Milk Crate Challenge, the Tide Pod Challenge, which, fun fact, I actually predicted that shit. I can go into that at a later time, but NyQuil Chicken, you know, mindless trends, you know, the list goes on, but a lot of these have caused people serious harm or even death in many instances. This one's not nearly as dangerous, but it's most definitely dumb as fuck. Let's go ahead and dive deeper into it, but before we do, if you're new around here, you know, leave a like on the video, subscribe for more amazing, thought-provoking content, blah, blah, blah. Y'all know the spiel. Let's just roll this shit and brace yourselves. Look in the mirror. Notice any freckles? No sweat if you don't. You can just tattoo them on. Yes, really. Oh, no freckles? You know, gee whiz, no worry, guys. You can just yat them on. Like, what the fuck? That's weird that this article seems to be encouraging it. You know, like it's some sort of cute, quirky, foolproof plan to that absolute misfortune that they don't have blemishes on their skin. Like, what a tragedy, man. I think it's so crazy how something that kids were once bullied about is now a trend. Like, think about that for a second. You know, Poindexter walking down the halls, you know, with his freckles. You know, look at Poindexter over there with his fucking freckles. What a nerd. And then he proceeds to get a wet willy followed by a swirly in the urinal. Like, that's absolutely crazy. But tattoo artists are placing semi-permanent freckle tattoos on clients' faces, aiming to give them a sun-kissed, natural freckled look. The search for hashtag freckle tattoo alone has 259 million views on TikTok. Videos range from the, oh my goodness, look how red and puffy their face looks right after the procedure, to, oh wow, look at how real these look and how nicely they healed. Look how real and nicely they healed. Like stop the cap, man. Stop the cap. You don't gotta lie to the kids. As a matter of fact, yeah, stop lying to the kids. Don't act like she don't look like a goddamn Circle K meth head. My Arizona homies know what I'm talking about, but it's genuinely kind of sad to see that these impressionable kids that so desperately need attention can be coerced into doing something like this. It's like that artist in the opening clip, you know, she has such beautiful skin, you know, so let's go ahead and fuck it up. Because apparently you could look so much prettier. Like, that's wild to me. These people should all be ashamed of themselves, truthfully. And peep that article one more time. You know, 259 million views regarding the topic. This is the kind of shit that TikTok needs to stop promoting. That is actually a crazy amount of traction. And it's scary to think that so many people, you know, many of which are young, impressionable kids, are seeing this type of content. I probably sound like a boomer, but I'm just genuinely in awe at how something this retarded can go so viral. And I think people should not be seeing this, since a large majority of people are kids that follow trends to just simply appear cool to others. You know, call me a boomer, do what you gotta do, but that's just me keeping it a buck. But tattoo and dermatology experts alike remind anyone considering this viral look to be sure they do their research first and consider any and all consequences before proceeding. Most notably the risk that tattooing your face could make it harder for dermatologists to detect skin cancer in the area. So in the intro, I mentioned that this isn't nearly as dangerous as some of the other TikTok challenges that we've seen over the years, but I actually stand corrected. You know, this is something I didn't consider, that it could make it harder to detect skin cancer. So there are literal health factors that you need to consider here. It goes so much farther beyond just superficial consequences, right? And yet there's still kids doing it. Like, again, this is just something that needs to be stopped, right? Like, TikTok needs to stop promoting this kind of content, because most people on TikTok, let's be real, are kids, and they don't need to be persuaded to do something like this by the media, by TikTok itself, and their peers. Like, this is really, really dangerous, and I felt like that was worth noting. Why might someone get a freckle tattoo? Maybe the desire to look more natural, influenced by fashion trends, or a means of self-expression, says dermatologist Dr. Bruce Broad. Others may use it to camouflage scars and other marks in their skin. So let's break this part down too. They want to look more natural. There's plenty of ways to do that without resorting to artificial TikTok trends that just quite frankly look terrible. Like maybe, I don't know, naturally going the fuck outside, touching some grass, that kind of thing. Crazy concept, I know. Next, influenced by fashion trends. Yeah, if you are that manipulated by outside influence to the point where you do something like this, you may be lacking upstairs a little bit, because doing this just because the internet told you to is pretty retarded, not gonna lie. Like, you need therapy or something. And self-expression, yes, because nothing screams self-expression like marks on the skin that many people naturally have. Like how ironic is this whole situation, really? I want to be different, so I'm gonna mark my face up to emulate a common skin condition and blindly follow a trend that apparently millions of people are consuming and perhaps at the very least considering. Because obviously I can't put an exact number on how many people have done this, but I'm fairly confident it's higher than we think. Now, the little excerpt about covering up marks on the skin and whatnot, like scars and stuff, that actually kind of makes sense, and that too I didn't consider. But I don't know, does it have to be like freckles though? Because I don't know, I just personally think that covering up something that you view to be like a blemish, something that you view unattractive, and covering it up with something else that just looks terrible, let's just call it for what it is, just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Like, that makes a little bit more sense, but I don't know, I still think this whole trend is just absolutely ridiculous. Jillian Shrike began applying permanent makeup full-time in 2017 and takes extra caution with freckles. Freckles are really touchy because it's really easy to go too deep or use the wrong color, which causes them to look really gray or ashed out or too dark and fake, the 33-year-old says. And see, that's what I'm saying, man. I've mentioned this briefly too, but these trends are such a disease because no one ever considers the potential consequences, like the ones listed here, because not only is this a health concern, but again, you're risking Circle K crackhead syndrome, because apparently, according to this, there's a potential for human error that results in them not coming out right. Almost like a botched tattoo. Wow, crazy. Who could have seen that coming? Apparently, it's easy to fuck these up too, at least according to the article. And it's crazy because they're on your face, right? So, good luck covering them up in the event that there is a mishap. The whole thing would be an absolute nightmare to fix, and is very plausible from the sounds of it. So, y'all, don't do this. What's wrong with y'all? And another thing the article doesn't mention, tattoos are still pretty taboo in our society, unfortunately. I've got 3 tattoos. I hate how much people look down on them, but that's a totally different topic. The point I want to make here is, like, are we not thinking about potential employment opportunities? Of course not. They need that 15 minutes of fame. That's all that matters to them. And not only that, but like, do these people not realize that at some point bullying is gonna make its long-awaited comeback? It's coming. And once this trend dies, y'all are gonna look even dumber. This is why that needs to come back quick. I really do think that bullying is warranted sometimes. But yeah, that's about enough internet cringe for one day. That was no easy feat, but finally at long last it's over. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below, and thank y'all so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like rating, subscribe to the channel for more commentaries just like this. Leave a comment down below. I would absolutely love to hear what y'all have to say about all this. And guys, I think it's about time I book myself my next tattoo appointment. I think I know what I have in mind. Be on the lookout for the big reveal. And until then, we will catch you on the next one. Later.